Yeah, your screen's been flickering a lot lately.
Yeah, I don't know why it's been doing that. It has something to do with, like, inactivity, like, maybe it's trying to dim or something, but the monitor's not, like, suited for it. I don't really know. It's certainly inconvenient.
That or it's an actual glitch. It never flickers when you're playing something on it, right?
No, it never flickers when my computer is, like,
when you're
being
in
used.
use on that monitor, but as soon as you go to a different monitor or stop using it.
Yeah, it didn't start happening until, like, a week ago, too. It's kind of annoying.
Was there an update or something?
Maybe?
To
Maybe
drivers, to Windows? It seems like every time there's a Windows update, something breaks.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Frustratingly enough. Okay, cleric skills. Luminescence.
Let's do this.
Okay. Dancer skills. Oh, only usable at maximum boost.
Let's see
Huh.
what happens.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, we pretty much have infinite whatever. Now, I know because we're just in combat mode, you're not generally terribly interested in this stuff, but you should still talk to me.
No, I'm sorry. My mind was wandering.
Still shirt theft stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta figure out how to take
I'm just
a break
hoping it
from
stops.
that. Yeah. No, I sympathize with that. I mean, obviously it's my stuff, but I don't know. Dwelling on anything for too long is
No, I know. It
bad.
distracts you from things that are important.
Yeah. Especially because if you're gonna be thinking about that, then I might as well just play along.
Well, remember, battles aren't my cup of tea either,
know.
especially when they're turn-based.
I sincerely believe you need to play some like old school JRPGs to like get used to the idea of them.
Well, I mean, it might also be because it's entertaining to you because you're making the decisions, whereas I'm just an observer, if you know what I mean.
True. I mean, to be fair, it's mostly just like, okay, which move is going to break their shields off?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, pretty much Cyrus holds all the cards here. Cyrus and Tressa. And it's awkward.
I just also really like this song.
I mean, like I said, all the music in this game is really, really well handled. I don't think I've heard a single song that I dislike. The only thing that I kind of would dislike is,
You just need to figure out something you can use to
I
destroy
can't
them.
stun them,
The winds of
but I can probably kill them before they actually have their next turn. Probably. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll just have
great.
to go. Yeah, I just gotta
Well, I
remember
just like
to...
the bow move.
Oh, it's a fun move. I need to boost my accuracy some more,
It
unfortunately.
sort of reminds me of barrages and other things
Yeah.
in games where you can play a hunter, beastmaster, or a ranger.
Yep.
Just have a rain of arrows.
It's a fun move. It's just, unfortunately, his accuracy is just still a little bit on the low side. So I only hit like half the time with it.
Time to teach you a lesson.
Though, I've only ever seen someone accurately fire maybe 2 arrows at once. Possibly 3.
Yeah, there are a couple of like techniques that let you speed fire arrows accurately, but
even then, you can't make a shower of them.
let's
No.
do this.
not at all. That is absolutely a fantasy thing. Well, no, it's not a fantasy thing. It's you need an army for that thing.
Yeah. Well,
Victory shall be mine.
I'm almost wondering, has there ever been like an arrow-like projectile that someone has made where it breaks apart into several smaller arrows?
While it flies?
Yeah.
That would probably mess with,
Its trajectory.
An
yeah.
interesting dilemma.
Like, I can't imagine that sort of thing would hold together
The flame
in the air.
bright.
I could be
Out
wrong.
of my way.
I'm fairly certain that's the kind of thing that's just going to,
You're gonna need a mechanism for that. Either something remote that can activate the
generally
whatever clip or something.
stuff like incendiary arrows would probably be the preferred method for that sort of thing. You know, burning arrows, tar and pitch,
You should have studied
set the
hard.
enemy on fire instead of hitting them with multiple things. Because, like, especially if it's not just like the arrow itself is on fire, but it's got something, you know. Well, I guess pitch would be an easy example. You get that on a knight or anybody with leather armor, they're just on fire. Not much they can do about
I
it.
suppose poison arrows would be most effective.
I appreciate
Sort
it,
of.
really.
The problem is, like, poison arrows in a fantasy setting or poison arrows in a...
Well, I mean, you've heard of those frogs in the Amazon that people use in order
Battle
to
is truly joined.
tip their arrows, and essentially like not even a milligram of that stuff can kill a person or something.
that.
It's really ridiculous. Like the type of poison dart frogs.
Yeah, but how fast does it kill?
I don't know.
It's my
I don't really
turn
want to be
now.
discussing the logistics of, like, things of that nature.
You brought it up.
Sorry! Just thinking about it's kind of morbid now.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, most poison arrows kill you slow. Like, even, like, snake venom kills you over the course of, like, a day. Not, like, an immediate thing. It's more of a... to dissuade
Also, you have to wonder
predators.
how long the venom can exist outside of an animal before it starts to lose its potency. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Because you'd almost think that it would have to stay in liquid form as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
It being an organic material and everything.
My turn now. Let's see what happens.
Not exactly in the same vein, but I tried having, like, a poisoner type character in D&D a while back.
Yeah?
Not exactly... It was awkward.
Sort of like a plague.
Yeah, it was
Wizard or
mostly just
something.
like, it was much better to just straight up hit my enemies repeatedly instead of ever even thinking about instead of, you know, thinking about poisons or anything like that. It would make more sense in a roleplay setting where you poison your enemies or something like that. Like,
Thank
that's
goodness for video games that take into account poison, burn, stun, and other things, because could you imagine having to manually calculate all of the nauseating effects and then rolling it every single round?
Well, I mean, your character was poisoned most recently in D&D, and that was annoying. Whereas conversely in this game, I think poison just does like a fair chunk of their health in damage, which actually works really well. Like, if you poison a boss, you're going to do some damage to them, which I actually rather appreciate. Looking over here.
Now that looks like a ancient ritual summoning circle.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe it's blood, and maybe they're using the people in order. Are those organs?
Most intriguing.
I do say, to think there were such elaborate structures under the surface.
What have we here?
He's dead.
What in the...
But what in the heavens is this? It's as if the blood was drained from his body. And what is atop these strange patterns? Clearly, some baleful sorcery has been practiced here.
It couldn't be.
These gemstones, why, if my hypothesis is correct,
It couldn't
they must be composed of crystallized human blood.
Blood magic.
And yet, it's as if myriad hues of red are mixed together. Could it be that each gem contains the blood of multiple victims?
Preposterous.
Good gods, what horrors have been wrought here? How many innocents have been victimized by this blood-sucking sorcerer?
Look at all the poor people in the corner in the cage. Come on.
At least now we know the motive behind the kidnappings. The villain we are dealing with is no common criminal. No, I am loath to even call him a human being.
Why?
Sucking the life from the men and women of this poor town, only to cast them away. This is a veritable demon who walks among us. Odette? One thing is clear. This monster must be stopped before he can commit any more vile deeds. As an academic, I must confess that the history of the dark arts intrigues me. But to put them into practice, this is truly beyond the pale. What's
oh yeah,
this?
someone shifted.
The young lady in this cell, she still lives. I must free her lest she suffer the same fate as the others.
And who might you be?
Just a scholar of no particular repute. I was passing through and could not help but notice these odd gemstones. Are they perhaps your work? And these strange glyphs, are they not runes of High Hornburgian?
Are they now?
The tomes of ancient Hornburg were lost long ago. No ordinary scholar would be privy to this knowledge. But how could any self-respecting academic perform such horrors?
Ho ho! Seems you're more of a scholar than you give yourself credit for.
They still live, yes? If you know what's best for you, you'll free them at once.
Well, since you asked so nicely, no, I think not. A shame. If only you hadn't come poking around in my secrets. I wouldn't have minded picking your brain. Now I'll have to settle for sucking your blood!
This guy is the most...
I cannot fail.
I suppose now that they show him like that, his voice makes sense. I suppose not every blood cultist warlock guy is going to sound ominous and dark. He just sounds sort of Weasley to me.
Well, he looks pretty Weasley.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what next?
I might as well analyze him for his next weakness. Okay, light magic, kind of figured.
Light would make sense.
What's it do?
This guy is not very strong.
Well, he just produced some undead.
Let's
Oh
do
no. Whatever shall I tempest? Oh, they're not weak to wind. They're usually weak to wind.
And it looks like you can't attack him until you defeat those guys.
Yep.
I appreciate it, really.
It's not really a big deal. I've actually... So, part of it is we are... Like, this group is about 10 levels higher than this area in terms of challenge. And then they're using gear from an even higher...
From the best town that you could find them at.
Yep. Also, I can hit Gideon. I just have to hit him with an AoE.
An interesting
So, luminescence.
the flame turns bright.
Well, they are weak to
I,
light.
I see. I can do damage to him, but I can't, I can't hurt his armor or stun him. Let's see. They're not
I hope
weak
this
to
isn't a
wind.
situation where he can't summon more in another turn, or these are just his 2 summons until they're destroyed.
Usually they only summon once, and then that's the end of it. Sorry, I gotta move my mic a little. Because I am in casual mode right now. Yeah, they almost never, They almost never summon a second set. That's what I've run into. I actually don't know what that status effect does. It might kill him. Who knows? Ugh. Some bones. Well, you know what?
Is he nauseated?
Oh.
What's that pall over his head?
It might be Doom. It might make it so he can't use his BP. Sometimes skulls like that mean instant death. Sometimes they mean other stuff.
The flame turns bright.
Ouch.
Eh,
My turn.
not that big of a deal. TP skills. We could try fire, or we could just go with Aerostorm. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I don't know what the Walking Bones weaknesses are. I probably should have tried scrutinizing them, but I figured I'd.
Yeah, scrutinize would help you. But have you tried fire and ice at this point?
I haven't, so
Parallel.
that's what we're going to do now.
A great inferno.
Yeah.
Scorch the
Well, they're weak to fire.
And they're gone.
He does a lot of damage. Goldberg might die at the end of his turn. Who knows?
Let's do this.
That might just go away. Dancer skills. Oop. What's the worst that could happen?
Let's see what
Whee!
happens.
witchery.
Buffs for everybody.
What's the mist?
It silences the party.
Which prevents them from doing what?
It prevents them from using abilities. So I'll just hit him. I did make it so Cyrus is immune to silence though, which
That's
is
good.
nice. Let's do.
Do you have a light skill?
I do. I was actually going to heal the party first. They're a little wounded. Luckily, the silence doesn't last very long. I'll hit it on the next turn. There we go. Oh, I guess Therian is still silenced. Everybody else shrugs it off pretty quick.
Now then.
Okay, warrior skills. These skills.
Well,
not
he's weak to
s-
swords and daggers,
It's
so.
not weak to spears, but I got a new spear I want to try. Okay.
Fun.
That does damage.
Now, what next?
I guess there's our answer. Okay. Texas. Yeah, we might as well just do Holy Light. Oh.
Sacred light to chase the
Okay, good. Good
darkness.
timing. Good timing.
Why? For what?
I don't want to
My
kill
turn
him yet.
now.
Oh. Unable to collect. Well then, never mind. Dagger. Stabbing.
He still has a lot of HP, doesn't he? Like, is he near death now? Because you've
Well,
hit him a ton.
if you notice, his name is Red.
His name is Red, so he's...
Yeah, so he has been...
Your
Oops.
pain shall
That's the wrong move, but whatever.
Now then.
Let's try this again. There we go.
Well, there goes Gideon.
The thrill
Yeah, I was
of the
worried for a
fight.
second that Odette was going to be the,
Nah, maybe not initially.
Whew. They're still alive after all.
What's wrong with the girl, though? Or is she gonna wake up and there's gonna be a, oh, you're so handsome, thank you for saving me thing?
What in the...
What's this? It couldn't be a copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell? Well, that's unfortunate. It's but an abridged copy, translated into modern tongue. Aside from the basic instructions on performing the rites and reagents required, all other details have been all but omitted. Why, it doesn't even mention the possible uses of these blood crystals. What's this? A piece of parchment has been inserted between the pages. Calculations on the number of test subjects required to create one blood crystal. I see. And there's a note. First specimen successfully synthesized and delivered.
Delivered to whom?
Delivered? Could it be that someone commissioned that frightful stone? I can only speculate, but whomever's behind this... could whoever's behind this be connected to the stolen tome I seek?
Where am I?
Ah, you're back with us, good miss.
I'm feeling...
Are you okay?
The drugs that awful man gave you are still affecting you. Pray rest until your strength returns.
Who are you?
Excuse me.
An excellent question, my dear, and one I'd be more than happy to answer.
Wait. Where did she go?
I think this is skipping ahead a little bit. You know, he talks to her and effectively woos her by being all dashing and charming.
What do you mean by woo? They didn't do anything. Probably. Wooing a poor girl just awakened from a coma. Have you no shame?
Come now.
Don't be silly, Odette. I was merely trying to be a gentleman.
Clearly.
At any rate, Odette, there is a favor I would ask of you.
Another one. Note my complete lack of surprise.
The truth
I've
is...
found on our kidnapper's person an abridged translated copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell.
Huh?
What was that?
You're kidding.
Needless to say, this could be a tremendous lead.
Thus
I need to find out where and by whom the volume was translated.
Let me have a look. Whoever bound this spared no expense.
Indeed.
I thought the same. There are a few bookmakers in the realm that could produce such a tome.
Fine. I'll help.
You have my gratitude. Aha!
Eureka!
Did you find something?
The thin yet sturdy pages are characteristic of paper made from the finest pine wood. While the texture of the vivid red binding reveals it is an unmistakably tanned lambskin. There's only one place in the realm where both can be found in sufficient quantities.
Which means that...
Stoneguard, I'm certain of it.
So, that's where you will travel.
Yes.
Where else? I must track down this tome, Odette. And I must do so before any more horrors can be unleashed upon our fair realm.
I see.
I wasn't asking, you know. So that's it? That's the end of the quest?
Almost. There's one more scene.
Maybe the girl or something else?
You're still here.
There's a black-cloaked man. Oh, right, the person that's been following Cyrus.
I am, but not a moment longer. Thank you for everything, Odette. I am in your... debt.
You helped out a little here. What say we call it even? Be safe, Cyrus. I have a hunch you're poking around in something far more sinister than either of us can imagine.
I am well aware of the danger. I will exercise due caution.
Due caution? I'll believe it once you quit diving headfirst into whatever you think smells of mystery.
A man cannot so easily change his God's-given disposition.
You said it was 15 years ago that the tome was stolen.
That I did. What of it?
As you may recall, the then headmaster of the academy died under mysterious circumstances that very same year.
And you believe the two incidents are connected somehow?
No, I just like spouting valedictory trivia. But now that you mention it, the disorder following the incident would offer a convenient opportunity to misappropriate an article from the archives, wouldn't you say?
Your insight is invaluable and appreciated. I will keep this in mind.
I mean it, Cyrus. Be careful out there.
I will. And I'll return as soon as I get to the bottom of this. You have my word.
I'll be waiting with bells on.
And so Cyrus bid Quarrycrest farewell. The translated volume he recovered from the villain, pointing him to his next destination, Stoneguard in the Highlands, where the original copy of the tome he sought surely lies. Cyrus forged on in search of the truth. Alright.
Yay!
Travel banter. Is something troubling you, my friend? You suddenly have a worried look about you. Don't stop and don't look back, but I feel eyes upon us. Someone watching, you mean? It would well behoove us to trust your instincts. The question is, who? Let us drag them out of hiding and find out. Compel them to confess their intentions. We could try, but if they escape, we will only have served to alert them. Then only one other avenue is upon us. Open to us, sorry. And what would that be?
Let them fall.
Continue on our way, pretending that we have noticed nothing, and then make the first move.
Let them make the first move. Yep.
Sorry. I don't know why, just can't read anything today. If that is your advice, then so be it. But you must be on your lookout. Or, on our lookout. Do not let your guard slip. Knowing one's enemy is the first step to defeating him. I cannot tell if you're courageous or ignorant of the danger. Anywho, done with this area. Let's see, so where's
I
this
really
next
want
one?
to see Cyrus and, like,
Oh.
some of the other female characters in the group, just to see if any of them, not flirt with him, but make a comment about how nice he looks. Because I know Tressa is sort of tomboyish and has no interest in him. But I'm just wondering, like, if Ophelia would at all be flustered by this, you know, knowledgeable magician and scholar, or if, I don't know. No, it's just funny.
People to beat up.
What? What are you doing?
We'll beat
Also,
up some people.
where are we going? What's the next person?
So we're gonna do Therion next. Because after Therion's, Tressa's, and Ulbrich's next quests are in the same town. So I figured we'd double it up.